Alrighty guys, as you keep using the Dragon Ball Legends TOP guide video, this is going to be in regards to season 114. So again, the goal is for these videos to come out on Saturday. I know me saying that right now, it is Sunday. I did get hit with the mandatory overtime from work, so that's the reason why it's coming out today, unfortunately. Hopefully, it's not burning you guys too much, right? Especially with the extra TP. We have 14 of it right now, so the walkthrough video should be coming out tomorrow. But let's kind of just go ahead and speed through this guide video. That way, you guys can already get yourselves set up for success. So last season, we ended off at rank 2,270. That was with the help of Event Exclusive. Event Exclusive actually proved to be really valuable to me. I did not realize how solid of a team it was, how much points we were getting from a team like that, right? I really enjoyed using it. I had fun, and hopefully those of you that followed along with me in using that team, hopefully you guys had some fun too. Before we continue with the video, huge shout out to doomgeta, Aflac, Fuck, GMC, all those guys in the Discord. The videos would not be at the quality that they are without them. If you want to show them some support and love, there will be two links in the description down below. One of them is to the personally owned Discord, the Celestials, and then the other one is the unofficial Dragon Ball Legends Discord, both of which you can get extra TOP resources and assistance. And remember, there will always be timestamps in the description down below. That way you guys can go ahead and get to where you need to go. All right, so first things first, we have our pathing, right? And I'm going to give it to you guys straight. This is probably one of the more difficult seasons that we've had in a while, right? For the most part, we'll get a couple hard fights here and there, but left-hand side, you already have 2 hard fights in the first half, and then you have 4 hard fights in the second half, which is more than usual, right? So I don't think this is necessarily a time to kind of just try something new. I think you guys should just stick to what you're good with. I'm not going to be doing that, right? I'm going against, unfortunately, I am going to challenge myself a little bit. I'm going to use Dragon Ball Saga. Hopefully you guys aren't too mad about that. It's one of those teams that I've been dying to use, and I want to use it before they wipe all the TOP abilities. I still think we're going to be fine, but it is going to be a difficult season. The path is color-coded for you guys. That way you guys know exactly where to bring out your high-tier units, right? The white pathing is not too significant, but once you get into the orange, purple, and red pathing, that's where you need to start bringing out your S tiers and your Z tiers. The green pathing is just showing an alternate path to make either, most of the times it's for like an easier route or maybe a more greedy route, right? One of those two. And what I have for you guys right here is the color wheel. So basically telling you the threatening units you're going to come across. See, these are all the hard fights, also including the alt fight right there. So reds, there's a total of 7, yellows 5, purples 11, greens 4, and blues 8. So there's a little bit of every color here. The least amount is greens, sitting at 4. I probably still wouldn't like just pile on like a mono blue team or whatever, something like that, right? But purples, there is a ton of purples, bro. I do not suggest bringing in a lot of green. Like, I wouldn't bring more than 2 greens, right? Even 2 greens, you might be like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So just be cautious about that. And this season, we are skipping out on the cover prediction wheel, especially since we just go more in depth on the cover predictions while I'm actually walking through each fight. So now let's go ahead and take a look at some of those difficult fights, right? Or not even difficult fights, notable fights where units I'm going to highlight right here. Basically, this fight right here, just Bujin, that's pretty much the main one I am going to go ahead and point out because he does stun you on turn 2. Yeah, Goku gets transformation stats. Yeah, there's like the event exclusive Bojack right there. But Bujin, I think, is the highest priority. Next, you have this fight right here. So this purple 17 barrier mechanic, and then these 2 droids both have a blast cover change, which is pretty annoying. It's not a hard fight, though. Next, you have this GT fight right there. It's kind of half-baked, right? The tag unit is going to be super annoying, so that's going to be a high priority. And then, of course, this Spirit Bomb Goku, he does have stun on turn 2, right? He has the Solar Flare. Next, you have the Super Saiyan 4 fight. So pretty much the big 3 here is you go for the yellow 4Q, since he typically has a cover rescue for someone. Then you go for the tag 4s. And then you save the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta for last because he's the bulkiest unit on this team. Sometimes you may have to rely on a rush to get him out of the way. But next, you do have this Mohawks fight right here, right? So there's a couple cover changes that will go further in depth here, but typically you'll go for the Android 16, the Supreme Kai, and then you go for the Blue Zamasu last, right? So Blue Zamasu is debuffing the bottom row of your board, and then he dishes out some extra debuffs once you do hit him. That's why you save him for last and you avoid that bottom row. Next is this Frieza fight right here, right? So highest priority here, especially for blast teams, is you're looking at this yellow Frieza right here, right? Yellow Frieza, once you hit land or you attempt to land a Blast Arts hit on him, he mitigates it with his green card, and then he gets 100% to his special move gauge. He's not that fast, so most of the time, if you target him first, you're not going to get hit by it. Strike teams, if you're a strike team, he basically goes from high priority to mid priority, where you can kind of attack him wherever you want to attack him. For blast teams, yeah, you're going to go for him first. And then the last targeted unit is the revival unit, just because of the revival. Actually, you have this fight, which is an LOE fight, right? So you do have a stunner here. You have 2 stunners. So this Frieza stuns you turn 1. Nothing you can do about it unless you have someone that can cancel abnormal conditions. But Frost stuns you on turn 2. So what I like to do is I'll go for the Frost first, avoid that stun, and then immediately start working on this Cooler because he has the highest damage on this team. And then your 6th unit is going to be the Revival Frieza. So next you have one of your hard fights right here. So a lot of these guys are priority units, right? Just right off rip, the highest priority here is going to be the green DKP because he's debuffing you right off rip, right? And then after that, Garlic Jr. because he's nullifying attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions, and you want to get him out of the way before he transforms on turn 3, which he then gets the opportunity to double attack you. In terms of just annoying units right here, obviously Kid Buu has a strike cover, Cell has a blast cover, the Piccolo Jr. has a strike cover, and then Janemba has a blast cover plus nullification of a strike. So next you have this fight right here, which is the Super 17 Saga, right? So Super 17, he's definitely the highlight unit right here, right? He has a chance to double attack if attacking a yellow unit. Do not bring a yellow into this fight is what I suggest. He does absorb a Blast Arts, and then the purple 17 has incredible debuffs, and then the Forku, he has a cover rescue potentially. The other really annoying thing about this is that the Super 17 is debuffing your bottom 2 rows, and then the yellow 17 is debuffing the middle row. So if you're in that middle row, those units are getting screwed, right? So definitely at all costs avoid the middle row. He also has a blast cover, right? And then the green 17, he also has a Blast Arts absorption, which I usually go for that guy last. He doesn't do a lot of damage. Next, you have this fight right here. I don't think this one's that hard. Obviously, the 2 biggest units is the purple Gohan, the Beast Gohan, don't let him transform, and then the Buuhan, right? Buuhan, he does have a chance to double attack. I don't like the aspect of that. And then next, you have the Vegeta fight. So we see this fight all the freaking time, right? So pretty much everyone here is highlighted except for the purple units, right? So the red Vegito, he is able to mitigate 1 strike arts, and then he debuffs you after mitigating that strike arts plus the chance to double attack. The blue Vegito also has a chance to double attack with the opportunity to blast cover change. You do have to kill the tag units before they transform on turn 3, right? That's a big no-no. And then yellow Vegito, he has a blast counter, right? So for blast teams, we usually do go for him last. The purple VB is really buns, and then the purple SV, he does have a strike cover plus extra damage to regeneration, which isn't the worst thing in the world. He's super duper old. Next, you do have this fight right here. So Beerus, he's stunning you on turn 2. Get him out of the way if possible in turn 1. And then this free-to-play Whis right here, right? That Whis is annoying. I think he's much better than the premium Whis. He's debuffing your Q restore speed, so if you notice your unit's all slower, he's the reason why, right? So definitely those 2. Next, we got this fight. This fight is a little bit annoying too, right? So the newest Legends Limited, I mean, he's super old, right? It's kind of weird to call him new. But the newer Legends Limited Purple Cell, he has damage received debuffs for the middle row, and then more debuffs every time he's hit, right? He's a high priority. And then if you kind of go into the lower bracket here, or mid priority, it's definitely the Transforming Cell, who could have a strike cover, the old Legends Limited Cell, who could have a blast cover, and then the green First Form Cell, he does have debuffs for the top row, middle tile, and middle row left-right tiles. And even with that goddamn Cell Junior, he's like stacking blast damage every turn, right? The yellow free-to-play Cell is pretty much the only one we do not care about whatsoever. Actually, at this fight, dude, just kill him owned. He has a big like blast cover range. Just kill him first, you're good. Next, you have this fight, easy fight. Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku is going to stun you, the blue one. Again, can't really avoid that unless you have a unit like Garlic Jr., like MVP 17, something of that nature. Next, you have this fight right here, which is just the Cooler Squadron. So red Cooler, I would go for the red Cooler, and then the 2 greens, and then you go for the purple transforming last, because once he gets hit, he's buffing Lineage of Evil or Sagas from the movie's allies. So next you have this event exclusive fight. This is on the alternate path though, at the end of part 2. So base form Broly, high priority, he's debuffing you. And then Metal Cooler, he's supporting his allies, key restore speed while debuffing your key restore speed. And then the last units you go for here are the Super Saiyan Brolys, right? So the blue one, he gets stronger every time he gets hit, up to 2 times, I believe. And then the purple Broly, he has the barrier mechanic, and once you proc that, he ends up debuffing you. And then lastly, you do have this future fight, Clapku fight, whatever you want to call it. Highest priority is Sweater Trunks. Chance of double attack is very scary, plus the opportunity to cover rescue, right? And then free-to-play Zamasu has debuffs. The Goku Black and Zamasu Assist unit have debuffs. The unit that they attack specifically. Mai is whatever, Vegeta is whatever, and then you go for a Revival Clapku at the end. Alright, so now the last segment is going to be the top teams, but before we go into that, this is the key/legend for all the icons, right? If you're struggling to decipher any of the icon meanings, like the arrows, the warning signs, the whatevers, you're going to find that right here, right on the screen. Refer to this. Alright, so first team we are going to be talking about is the team we will be using is going to be DB Saga. So I have this team right here and the team that Doom created on the right hand side. So this is a good chunk of boost on here, right? Like we have the Z tier Tambourine on here instead of the World Tournament Goku, mostly because I don't have the World Tournament Goku. If you would prefer to use him instead of Tambourine, 100% go ahead and do so. Then in S tier, we have the Master Roshi, Jackie Chun, and the Demon King Piccolo. Master Roshi is huge here because that's also our HP Z ability, right? He's a core unit on the team. Jackie is a healer. Our Tambourine is a healer, right? That's why he fits perfectly in place of the World Tournament Goku. And we've used that Demon King Piccolo enough to know about his debuffs, which are very, very helpful. He's a very fantastic unit. The Zenkai Bulma is a good supporter and is able to cancel all enemy buff effects. Purple Goku is just a good damage dealer, plus he has the chance to double attack on turn 3. And the Zenkai launch is huge too, right? She gets like a 10% heal in her kit, so I'm very trusting in her durability. She's also Zenkai buffing the Piccolo Jr. is also a very good unit, right? The goal here is to get Friendship rank up with Tambourine because that is my Z tier unit. And then also he's 5 stars right now, right? So before I start this, ideally I want to get him up to 6 stars, which is very much so in the realm of possibility. He's at 2,300 out of the 2,400. His recommendation is 7 stars or higher, right? That's what's indicated by the yellow star right there. So definitely take that into, if you have more stars on this team than I do, that's fantastic, bro. That's exactly what you want. Definitely, I definitely don't think I have as much stars on this team as I would like to have. So this is kind of a risky play for me. If you don't feel comfortable running this team this season, then don't. So next team, we do have the powerful opponent. This is a strike-based team. Core unit is the yellow Broly for HP Z ability. The main roster has not changed in seasons, in so many freaking seasons, and I don't see it changing, right? For your boost units, you have double Z tier for a 40% boost, which is huge with the EX Frieza and the EX Bluku, or well, Goku Black, but that dude is very fragile, so use him sparingly, use him safely, get him Friendship rank 10. I think that's the most valuable unit to have at Friendship rank 10 because he is frail. On the main team, Zamasu, incredible unit. Garlic Jr., incredible unit, plus transformation, double attack on turn 3. Support from the blue Goku Black Sparking. That purple cell builds up super attack hella fast, has good damage against hybrids / Saiyans, and then, of course, Ultra Reze with a guaranteed turn 1 blue card. Next, we have GT Blast based right here, right? So, core unit is going to be Super Baby 2. Never are you ever going to be replacing that dude, right? For boost unit, you have S tier EX Trunks. I know that unit's kind of hard, right? That sounded crazy. He's hard to obtain. A lot of you guys might not have him in your box, so you can replace him with a couple of the S tiers that literally there's a couple S tiers that you can choose from, bro. There's not a whole lot, bro. Like you have to GT struggling is what I'm saying here. You have the Z tier purple 17 right there as well. On the main team, you have the newly Zenkai Spirit Bomb Goku with the stun on turn 2, good unit. You have the Zenkai Yellow Senshinron, good unit. You have the Parasite Trunks, great damage, right? We like using him on regen even sometimes. And then you have your best units, in my opinion. I mean, aside from Super Baby 2, of course. You have the purple 17 with incredible debuffs, and then you have the red Super 17 who absolutely dismantles yellow units. If there's a yellow unit on the enemy team, you're more than likely going to bring that guy in because he gets a chance to double attack, and if he attacks that yellow unit, he's also building up his super attack by attacking that unit, right? On the replacements, you do note that you can now run the Super Saiyan 3 Purple Goku. We'll go into his kit a little later, but he does have a guaranteed double attack. I'll tell you that much right now. Next, we have the strike-based version. Baby is still the core unit on this team. I'm gonna be straight up with you too. This is a hard season. I don't think you should run this team. If you're a GT man and you're like, what the hell? I always run this team as just run the blast-based version. It's going to be much better, right? Boost units, you have 3 S tiers for a total of the 30%. So S tier Centurion on board-wide support. You have the S tier Baby Vegeta. That guy's more so a blast unit. We have to force him on this team to get that 30% boost, right? There's no boost replacements. You have to get what you can get, and then the red Rildo, bro. Oh my goodness, dude, it's rough. It is absolutely rough. On the main team, you have the double Zenkais, right? The Zenkai Red Kid Goku, great unit. Get a super attack every other fight. You got the stun with the 3Ku. You got the tag units. You got the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Great units, right? The core team looks great. It's just those boost units are, I think they're a hazard. Next, we have androids. So this is the blast-based version, of course. No core unit. We actually bumped the core unit of Yellow Cell out on bench. Honestly, though, if you want that HPZ ability plus the heal, you can go ahead and just take off the supporter cell right there, that yellow one, if you really want it. So boost units here, you have the Gamma 1 right there, who also, he has debuffs, right? He has middle row debuffs, which is pretty solid. He's a boost unit. He's a good unit. And then you have, because he's runnable even when he's not on boost, right? That's important to note. Z tier, you have the purple 17 Frail unit. Careful with him. And then you have the S tier Cell Jr., which is also another good unit outside of boost, right? On the main roster, you have the purple Cell. Again, we talked about him on Powerful Opponent, just really solid against hybrids and Saiyans, building up his super attack fast. You have the Zenkai Blue 18. I've never used her. Her heal is super conditional, though. Her heal, she only heals her allies if she gets a kill, right? So she's a pseudo healer with, like, it's locked behind that condition. It's conditional healer, right? That's what I should say. It's still a good unit nonetheless. And then you have that green Zenkai Cell. I think that green Zenkai Cell is phenomenal. I think he's fantastic. And then the best unit on this team is that Ultra Cell. And then going back to having Baby on the screen again, right, because he takes up most of the screen time on these videos, we have Regeneration. So blast-based Regeneration, core unit of Baby for that heal. And then it's heal all 4 turns he's healing, right? All 4 turns, which is fantastic. And the first 2 turns, he's buffing your health restoration. Fantastic. Boost units, you have the S tier Green Piccolo for debuffs, and you have the Z tier Purple Cell. He also has debuffs, right? So getting some value even out of your boost units there. I mean, again, that Green Piccolo, he has value outside of being on boost. On the main team, you have Boo Tanks, guaranteed super attack turn 1, Piccolo, guaranteed super attack turn 3, Parasite Trunks, great damage, good against hybrids / Saiyans, Cell, great damage, strong against hybrids / Saiyans, and then Ultra Cell is the best unit here. So next we have the blast-based Saiyans. We did run this team a couple seasons ago. My favorite unit on this team probably was the Evo Ken. I really like them a lot. No core unit here. You have 2 Z-tier boosts, which is huge, right? You have the Fasha and the Bardock, which combo extremely well. Some of you guys actually commented, and I didn't realize it in my actual run, but Fasha heals Bardock allies, or Team Bardock allies, right? And I wasn't taking advantage of that in my run, so you guys could take advantage of it with this team right here, right? And be better than me. So yeah, those two work off of each other pretty well, right? Fasha also is stunning a unit on her blast darts, right? So she hits a unit, stuns that unit for the rest of that turn. A good deal. Good deal. On the main team, you have Cabo's buffing your key restore speed. It's just a strong, hard-hitting unit in general as well. You have the, obviously, Evo Ken. Really love that unit. You have another tag unit with the Trunks Vegeta. I've never used them, but I hear they're great. And then you have the Buu Duo. Buu Duo is your cleanup crew, right? Turn 4, you don't have the kill. They do the Transcendent Kamehameha and help move it along. Nappa, fantastic. I used Nappa like at 4 or 5 stars, and he was phenomenal for me. And then you have the Yellow Vegeta, who should have the healing icon. I just probably forgot to put it on him. Next, we have the strike-based Saiyans, so no core units still. You have 3 boost units, 1 Z tier, 2 S tiers. So Z tier Tora, S tier Turles. Turles is really good. He has a lot of heals. He has debuffs. Nappa also has debuffs, right? Really strong debuffs at that. And then on the main team, you have the tag unit Go Frieza. You have the MUI Goku with the MUI mechanic, right? Also doing damage to the enemy. You have the new Ultra Goku. You have the Daima Goku. The Daima Force. This dude's fantastic tier, right? Like he's just like a couple notches below Blue Beast Gohan, which says a lot. Blue Beast Gohan is one of the best units in ToP in terms of like damage dealers. But then your best unit is that God tier right there, right? He boasts debuffs, and more importantly, he also has the guaranteed turn 1 blue card. Speaking of that Blue Beast Gohan, here he is on the Taunthan team right here. So core unit is going to be Taunthan. It's the name of the team, right? He is mitigating all attacks on turn 1. By not mitigating, he's soaking them, right? Like he's acting as a tank. He has the he takes the enemy's aggro just for that first turn, which is why he pairs well with the healer unit. That's why we do have the purple Goten up there. He does act as his healer. For boost units, you have the Z tier Purple Gohan and the S tier Broly movie Goku, who actually does work pretty well. On the main team, you have the Daima Goku. He's a good unit, good damage dealer. And then, of course, Beast Gohan, fantastic damage dealer, but still your best unit is going to be that God Goku right there. Debuffs and blue card, it's kind of hard to beat. So next we do got the Frieza Force right here. So you got double core unit, so green golden Frieza. I'm a big fan of that unit. He has a team heal, a whole team heal. It's like 2% or something like that, but it's still a team heal is a team heal, bro. Plus he's supporting, he's debuffing. Revival Frieza also has some heals, plus the revival aspect, plus some debuffs. Really solid combination right there. And then your boost unit is going to be Goop Ray. Goop Ray mostly he wants to be melee based, but Z tier is a little bit too good to give up, right? And then you have the S tier Monray. And then on the main team, you have the newly Zenkai Red Frieza, and that dude, he has like the chance to double attack now. Plus he has the stun. Like he's great. You have the purple Frieza with the stun on turn 1 as well. You have the Ultra Frieza, who pairs incredibly well with the green golden Frieza, right? Because they're so fast. They're both so fast. It's more than likely you're going to be shredding through blue units right off rip. And then you have the yellow golden Frieza that gets the guaranteed turn 1 super attack. And then if you put him on a yellow tile, he upgrades it to the ultimate and then debuffs the enemy further. And then basically we have the flip side of that, which is the LOE team, right? So core unit is still that golden Frieza right there, team heal support, debuffs, and then chilled HPZ ability. And then you have 3 boost units here, Z tier Red Frieza, S tier Metal Cooler, both of which, again, yet maybe some of you guys are going to have to compromise on those units, right? Because not everyone is going to have those 2 in their box. Some of the more rare extremes there. But another S tier free-to-play unit of that blue Metal Cooler. And that blue Metal Cooler is fantastic, yo. Like he's buffing your key restore speed, like he has good support, and he's debuffing the enemy team's key restore speed. Like I like that a lot. And then as for the rest of the main team, you have the Red Frieza, right? Red Frieza, turn 1 stun. He has a chance to double attack. He has Zenkai stats. Yellow Golden Frieza, turn 1 super, put it on the yellow tile, ultimate arts them, debuff them further. And then you have the Ultra Frieza, just a beat stick, honestly, but pairs really well with the green golden. Next we got Sagas, the blast base Sagas right here. So core unit Roshi, right? HPZ ability buffer, plus he's an S tier boost unit alongside the S tier Red Turles and Z tier Purple Bardock. On the main team, you have that Zenkai Red Frieza, phenomenal unit, turn 1 stun with the green cooler down there as well. You had the Path to Power Goku, good damage, plus a chance to double attack on turn 3. You had the Blue Gohan, extra damage against PO, and then you have the tag unit with the Gammas right there. I just wish the Gammas had something like the Buu Duo, where they're just like unleashing like a massive attack at the end, like the Transcendent Kamehameha. Our Gamma 2 comes in and just like nukes everything. That would be pretty cool, but they don't. Next we have the Sagas strike based. So core unit is Pan for the HPZ ability. Boost units, you have the blue Aider, you have the green Frieza, and then you have the Z tier Android 14. I have no clue about that pick, bro. He's your Z tier. I would suggest having him 14 star and friendship rank 10. I assume he's very squishy. I've never used him. I haven't really seen feedback about him. I don't think we really include him in the graphics often. I just know his Z ability is really strong, right? Like he has the blue and purple Z ability, like 50% to strike, attack, and defense. So that should be able to help him out a little bit there, right? On the main team, you do have a double beast Gohan, blue and yellow, both of which are fantastic. You have the tag unit up there as well, and you have Godku, right? So you do have a lot of good things going on this team. Godku with the debuffs and the Turn 1 Super. Next, we have the hybrids, the strike brids right here. So core unit still Pan, HPZ ability. Boost units, you have the Z tier transforming Kid Trunks and Z tier purple Gohan. On the main team, you have the double beast Gohan again, right? So you have the blue one, the yellow one, fantastic pairing, and then you have red Gotenks, chance to double attack, or I think he actually gets guaranteed double attack. You get tag unit, Goku and Vegeta. And then you have that green Trunks up there, a very powerful unit, right? So not only is he powerful, but he's strong against powerful opponent, right? So you want him on the team for sure. Next, we have the blast-based version. So Pan still chilling right here. HPZ ability. Boost unit is still going to be that purple Kid Gohan. And then you have the S-tier green Trunks right there. If you don't have them, there's options for you to replace them. Like you could even be greedy and throw in that Z tier Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, right? On the main team, you have the purple Gohan, has debuffs. You have the Grunks unit, tag units are just great, right? Plus he's a revival tag unit. You have the revival Gohan on there as well. Easily can be replaced by the Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, who will mitigate one strike arts and turn it into a super, which is very powerful. And then you have the blue Saiyan Saga Gohan on there. If for whatever, that's a free-to-play unit, right? For whatever reason, if you don't have him, then I'm going to give you a free-to-play replacement, and you better have that one, which is going to be the movie one, where he's in Goku's gi. Next, we have Majin Buu Saga. So, not much change for this team from last season. Core unit still Pui HPZ ability. And then you have your boost unit, Blue Tien, Blue Videl, and then the Red Deborah. Red Deborah does have some decent support. Tien's fantastic. Videl's alright. Recent unit, right? So she's going to have good damage regardless. Especially you have some stars on her. Purple Gohan debuffs. Buuhan has the chance to double attack. You have support and heals from the yellow 18. Hercule Buu assist, the yellow one, is better than her. If you have that unit, go ahead and just replace them. And then, of course, you have the Buu Duo, so that your cleanup crew. Turn 4 Transcendent Kamehameha, and they're just a really fast unit. Very fun unit to use. And then last but not least, we have Advanced Exclusive. So I made this without any feedback. So this was not something that went through the channels, the proper channels, and got made. Like, this one, I think, kind of got forgotten about, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and make it, especially since now that I have some experience with it. I kind of made it more safe, right? Typically, this team is, S tiers, S tiers, S tiers, boom, 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 boost unit, boost unit. I only put the 30% on here, right? So core unit's still going to be Pui HPZ ability, and then Golden Frieza, support, debuffs, and heals, team heal. And then you have the S tier Metal Cooler, who's providing support, key restore, speed buffs. You have the Z tier Goopray, who does prefer strike, but is what it is. You're going to get that 30% from him anyways. And then as for the main team, units, of course, that I did keep here was the yellow 18 for the support and heals, the purple Goku for the support, and then I threw Raditz on here. He's slow, I know, he's like a very slow unit, but he still gets that turn 1 super attack, and he has debuffs. Same thing with that red Frieza, the third one, or the third form Frieza. He has debuffs on him, and then he's also building up his super attack pretty fast, right? If that's not enough, though, for you, if you really want to just swap out one of these, I mean, red 18 does the trick. That red Shinron that we used last season does the trick, right? Plus, that red Shinron has, like, super high key restore speed. I liked him. So, yeah, I don't think there's... I think there's 100% multiple ways you can run this team, right? And I do want to correct myself. The Frieza doesn't have debuffs available to him, but he does have... he's farming up his special gauge, right? He's getting 5% on blast arts, so a total of 20% right there per fight, and then another just 20% at the start of the third turn. So he's farming it pretty quickly, plus he has a lot of key restore speed buffs going on right here, so he should be pretty fast. And for the last segment of the video, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these new characters. We'll start off with the free-to-play character right here, which is the Hyper Metal Rildo. So maximum stats right here, friendship rank 5, he's at 2,370 for the key restore speed, which is, it's kind of like mediocre. Just the regular blue card, first ability, 70% damage inflicted, 15% cut, and he nullifies abnormal conditions 3 times. 20% to strike damage inflicted for 1 turn, 20% to crit rate, and inflicts heavy bleed. He adds 20% to key recovery for 2 turns right off rip, which is pretty solid. 10% to special move gauge, which is alright. It would have been a lot better if it was at the start of each turn. At the end of the 3rd turn, if he's below 50%, or he's 50% or lower, he restores health by 5%, 20% damage. That's not good. I don't think he's good. Next, we have the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I actually kind of looked over this already. I think he is good. Key restore speed's on the lower end, 2,197. Friendship rank 1 though. Just regular blue card, no ult. First ability is 100% to damage inflicted, 15% to cut, 20% to key recovery, which helps out a lot. Start of the turn, if 5 enemies or more, he gets another 30% to key recovery, 30% to critical rate on blast arts attack, 20% to special move gauge, and 3% to the special move gauge right there as well, right? On blast arts hit, 5 enemies or more remaining, 100% chance to immediately double attack. I don't like that it's conditioned behind enemies remaining, but it's still strong, right? Double attack is strong. He does have a strike cover that's health gated, and if own health is 50% or lower, you pop your green card. Once you pop your green card, you get health back by 5%, 30% to special move damage, 20% to crit rate, 30% to own special move gauge. I don't like that you have to be below 50%, to be quite honest with you guys. A lot of the times, you're not going to go, especially with like brand spanking new units, right? They're super durable. On receiving an attack, all enemies, you debuff them. So minus 5% to damage inflicted, plus 5% to damage received, which is pretty solid. I think he'd be a fun unit to use. And then lastly, we have the zenkai for this Kid Goku right here. So let's go ahead and look at the maximum stats. So it'll show him zenkai for us, because I don't have him zenkai yet. So key restore speed 2,351. Blue card and the ultimate available to him. First ability is 100% to damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled, 25% cut, and then an extra 5% cut for 1 turn, 15% to key recovery, which is huge, and the first turn 10% to damage inflicted, 10% to special move gauge, and cancels downgrades and abnormal conditions. And the second turn, plus 10% damage inflicted, plus 10% to special move gauge, and 10% to key. Like, these are really good. Percentage buffs are huge, right? He does have a strike cover, health gated at 30%. Start of the second turn, pop your green card, get 20% to your special move gauge charge rate. You get or you inflict a stun, right? And then you also are inflicting minus 20% to damage inflicted for 2 turns and 10% to damage received. After receiving an attack, you restore your health by 2%, activates 3 times, 5% to damage inflicted, 5% to special move gauge, and if your own health is 60% or lower, you get 10% damage inflicted, 10% cut, and 20% to special move gauge. So definitely going to be a durable, tanky unit, right? I don't really think you're going to go below that 60%, especially with the new Zenkai. So that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Hopefully you guys picked out a good team for the season, because it might be looking a little bit rough. And if you're going to join me on the DB Saga grind, start working on your friendship ranker now, bro. Like right now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Later!